Welcome back to video number 3. This is our workout where we put all the exercises from video number 2 into a sequence, and all of these are going to help our legs stay strong for jumps and turns. And that's because right now at home, you're likely not doing the same amount or intensity of the jumps that you normally do, or for that matter, the turns you normally do, because it's just not as safe at home as on a nice sprung floor where you have lots of room. And so we want to be able to keep our legs ready for that though when we go back, and so that we don't get injured the second that we go back, because that would be just really sad after all this time waiting at home for such a great moment as that. And so this is going to be great together. We're going to do 2 sets of each exercise. If you find that's too easy by the time you get to the end of the program, you're always allowed to add a 3rd set to any of the exercises. Just pause the video when you want to do your 3rd set. And just remember to choose the difficulty level that is right for you, whether you're beginner or advanced. There's something about each exercise that can be made harder or easier to make it customized and perfect right for your needs. And remember, there's turned out options, parallel options, so there's a lot of variety and flexibility within these exercises. So just do what's right for you and listen to your body. Speaking of listening to your body, make sure that you do not cause yourself any pain with this workout. It's totally great if you feel the muscles working, so whether it's your calves or your quads or your hamstrings or your glutes, anything that's in the muscle belly, that's fantastic. And you might not be able to do the number that I do, which is going to be 15, but you're going to be able to gradually work up to your 15, and that will be great. Just don't be hard on yourself. We're all going to start wherever we are, and then we're going to progress together. And so one other detail is that I haven't included any music in this video on purpose, because I really want you to get a really good handle on the program. And then once you do, what I would recommend is that you do this 2 or 3 times a week. And that is because it takes that kind of effort to actually progress. If you just do it once a week, you're going to maintain your current level. But if you want to improve, then you need to do it a bit more than once a week. 2 or 3 times would be best. And when's the best time of day to do this? At the end of the day, or at least at the end of your dancing day. Or if you really insist on doing it before you're dancing, just leave really good amounts of hours between doing this program and doing your anything dancing at home training that you're doing with your studio. So I think that's the end. We're going to jump right into it. Just please remember, though I'm a physiotherapist, this is for educational purposes only. This is not physiotherapy care. And in order to get physiotherapy care, you need to consult a physiotherapist more like one-on-one. And that could be your own physiotherapist, or that could be me. Just check out lphysio.com for information on how to contact me. So without further ado, let's jump to it. So for our first exercise, we're going to be doing our press-ups. And remember, these can be done on 2 legs or on 1 leg, and they can be done in parallel or turned out. And I want to show you one of each, and so I'm going to be choosing the single leg version, but I'm going to start parallel, and we're going to do 15 reps together, or stop whenever you get tired. That's totally okay. You can always build up to 15 gradually. So here we go, first exercise. Here I'm going to have my hand on the bar, and we're going for 15. Here we go, 1. Make sure you've got a nice tracking. That's 2. Make sure you've got really nice posture. That's 3. That's 4. Make sure you've got a really good body. That's 5. You're doing great. 6. And 7. And 8. Nice control on the way down. 9. Good job. 10. Keep going. 11. We're almost there. 12, and a 13, and a 14, and a 15. Great job. So for my other side, instead of turning around so you see my back, I brought a chair, which might be the bar that you guys are using. So here we go. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Good tracking. 5, and 6. Good posture. 7. Good job. 8. Keep going. 9, and 10. Good job. 11. Almost done. 12. Good job. 13. Great work. 14. Almost done. 15. Great. Now we're going to take a tiny little calf stretch. Just a tiny little straight leg calf stretch just for a few moments to help the legs just recover a little. Now we're going to do a turned out version, but feel free to do parallel again if you prefer. And I'm going to do this again. Here we go. 1, and 2, and 3. Really focus on your turnout. Really important, it's not rolling. This is 7. This is 8. If you can do it without the bar, go for it. And 10, it's harder. 11 and 12 and 13, great work. And 14, keep that turnout right to the end. And 1 more to finish. Woo! Good job, everybody. Let's do that on the other side. Remember, you can always face the bar if you need to. That's totally fine. Technique is the most important part. That was 3. That's 4 and 5, 6 and 7 and an 8 and 9. You can change wherever you want your arm to be. That's totally fine. This is 13 and 14 and 15. Great work. So we're going to switch now into our second exercise, and that is our single leg stance. Again, this is parallel or turned out. For the purpose of the video, I'll show you one of each, starting with parallel. And we're going to have a timer that's going to actually keep us on track for how long we go. So here we go. We're almost doing great. So we're trying for 1 whole entire minute. And remember, you can keep your eyes open, or you can turn your head, or you can rotate your eyes. All makes it harder, and you get a little bit more wobbly in your ankle. Remember to choose the amount of difficulty that you can control and sustain really nice technique, and that you're not at all at risk of an ankle sprain. And it's really wise to be set up where you could touch something if you had to, because I do not want any of you to get anything like a sprained ankle. So just keep it going. You're doing great. You've just got a few more seconds. You're doing awesome. 10 more seconds. You're doing great. Keep it going. If you could close your eyes, go for that. Makes my ankle a lot more wobbly. Okay, we are done that set. Now we're switching to the other side, and here we go here we are, 1 minute. Do the hardest version that you can, but the one that you can do properly, and just challenge yourself gradually. Like there, I'm closing my eyes, makes me a lot more wobbly, but we're trying to get to an entire minute without touching the ground. And remember, you can always make this leg do something interesting. You can even go to the back. You could even tip your body if you were really finding this too easy. Anything to make it hard, but doable. You want to not be at any risk for an ankle sprain. And there it gets a little wobbly for a moment. This is going great. We have 20 seconds left. You're almost there. Feel free to add some port bras if you would like. Make sure you keep your abs engaged throughout the whole time. Make sure your foot's not rolling. It gradually gets harder. But I could do a little harder with my eyes closed, but not for too long. I get quite wobbly at it. And we are done, just like that. Okay, so now we're gonna do it on a turned out leg for me. But remember, you could do both of them turned out, or you could do both of them parallel. It really is up to you what you find your need and what is most challenging. Also, what's most functional to the dancing that you do. If you don't do ballet, then you don't really need the turned out version. But if you do a mix of ballet and jazz and contemporary and hip hop, you'll want some of both. And so make sure you take what you need and go for it. So we're already just like that, 30 seconds, just a bit longer. I'm gonna close my eyes for a bit. Whoa, but you can see it's hard for me. So that would be my goal, to get better and better at the eyes closed version. But you will do whatever is hard for you. So sometimes I could close my eyes, sometimes I could turn my eyes, I could turn my head. That makes it quite a bit harder as well. And that's very functional for life. And so here we go to our other side. Stop and start. Here we are. Make sure you're nice and turned out if that's what you're actually doing. And you will feel that by the time we've done the press-ups and now these balances, our shin is starting to get quite tired. Not just the calf, but the inside of the shin, the outside of the shin. And it can feel like it's getting fatigued. And if that's the case, you don't need to do the full minute. You can build up to the full minute. Do what your body needs. Remember that tip from our first video? Listen to your body. You're doing great. We're already 30 seconds. You're doing awesome. I'm very curious what music you guys are listening to right now. I hope it's really fun. And just know this is so much helping you avoid any setbacks when you finally get back to your normal training, and for that matter, while you're training right now at home. 10 more seconds. You're doing great. Really, really proud of you. Keep it going. You're doing awesome. You're doing awesome. And we're done. Okay, so we're gonna go over to the door for our third exercise. See you in a bit. So we're here at the door for exercise number 3, and these are our squats. And remember, you can do 2 legs or 1 leg. I'm going to show you 1 leg, and we're going to do 2 sets starting with the right. Here we go. 1 and 2. Remember that this is about tracking properly. That's 4. Keep going. 5 and 6. And 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Great work, everybody. 11, and 12. You should feel this in your quads. 13, and 14, and 15. And these are our quads, if you weren't quite sure. Quadriceps, to be exact. Okay, left leg. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7. Never sacrifice technique instead of quality. You really want to make sure it's really all about the proper quality. Sorry if I lost count there. I think that's 12. And 13, and 14, and 15. Great work. Now, if you're tired a little bit, you can do a little tiny quad stretch. Great work. And now we're going to do it again. Here we go. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. You're doing great. And 9, and 10. Keep going. 11, and 12, and 13, and 14, and 15. Great work. Left side, final set. Here we go. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and 11, and 12, and 13, almost there, good job. 14, and 15. Great work. Now we're going back to the bar. So we've made it back to our bar, and we're going to do exercises 4 and 5 right here. So number 4 is that we're doing our plie press-ups. And this is so specific to jumps and turns, it's just without the air or without the spin. So here we go. I'm going to show you parallel first on 1 leg, and I'm going to mostly have my hand on the bar, but if I can get brave, I'll try a bit without my hand on the bar. Okay, here we go. We start with a plie, nice tracking, and a rise, nice tracking. Keep going with that. 2, and a 3, and a 4. Good job. 5. And a 6, and a 7, and an 8, and a 9, and a 10, and an 11, and a 12, and a 13, and a 14, and a 15. Good job. Let's switch legs. Just keep at the level that is right for you, but everybody should be working towards not needing the bar as much. This is 3, that's 4, that's 5. Keep the tracking, keep the abdominals. This is 7, good job. 8, and a 9, and a 10, and 11, and a 12, woo, and a 13, and a 14, and a 15. Good job, everybody. Now, if you want to stretch in that one, you're going to bend your knee because we were just working the lower calf muscle named your soleus, and that requires a stretch with the bend of the knee if you need that. Okay, now I'm going to show you a turned out version, and here we go. Plie, rise. Plie, rise. Make sure you're using the proper turnout. Don't at all sacrifice your turnout for this. Make sure it's great. This is 6, and a 7, and an 8, and a 9, and a 10, and 11, and a 12, and a 13, and a 14, and a 15. Great work, everybody. Next set, here we go. Plie, releve, plie, rise. Plie, rise, and plie, rise. That's 4. This is 5, and a 6, and a 7, and an 8, and a 9, and a 10, and 11, and a 12, and a 13, almost there, and 14, and a 15. That's done. Exercise number 4, good job. So we've made it to exercise number 5, and we're going to start balancing on one leg with repeating plies. You're doing great. You might be getting kind of tired now with your knee and your shin muscles. So between your quad is getting tired, your calf is getting tired, at least mine is. And this is a great way to build up the endurance in all these muscles related to your dancing. So here we go, we're doing great, you're already halfway there. Keep it going good, nice posture, nice abs, good tracking. You never want to see your knee go inwards or that matter outwards, just let it go straight through the center of your foot and challenge what you do with your eyes or your head or your body tilt as much as you need in order to make it a difficult challenge for you, but you'll generally have something in all of those options that will make it quite difficult for you. Whoa, touching, you're trying really hard not to need to touch, but if you do need to touch, please do so you don't get hurt. Okay, we're gonna start the other side. Here we go. I'm doing parallel for this first set and I'll do turned out for my next sets. So we're doing great. I might be able to close my eyes for a little bit. Now you might find it interesting to know why we're doing this. It's to develop a specific part of our body systems called your proprioception. Proprioception is all about how your nerves know how to help your muscles stay on balance and basically know where you are in space, whether that's on uneven ground or whether that's when your eyes go somewhere else to see what's happening in an exciting way over there, but meanwhile there might be something that your foot needs to do going straight ahead. And so we have this amazing ability within our nervous system to control how our body reacts to different surfaces and different moments. So that's proprioception for you. You can look it up more and learn more if that interests you. Okay, this is our done set. Now we're doing it again. I'm going to choose turned out for this one. You can do whichever is best for you. Just really try to keep the proper tracking. If you were to lose your turnout, what would actually happen would be that your pelvis drifts towards your knee or your knee drifts inwards. You don't want either of those to happen. Keep your knee going sideways because you're turning out from the top of your leg, and keep your pelvis pointing straight ahead. No cheating. And sometimes people get creative because their pelvis starts switching, but then they just twist their body, and that's not right. You want to actually be as if you're like, I like the image of a snowman between your pelvis, your ribcage, and your head, that everything lines up and you're not in any way twisted. That's really great. You're doing awesome. 11 seconds. Keep going. Don't sacrifice anything like your abs or your turnout or your tracking, even to the very end. 3, 2, 1, and we're almost done. Exercise number 5. Here we go. 1 more minute. And then we'll be moving on to our final exercise of this great workout. Keep it going, you're doing awesome. Don't forget, if you could, move your eyes around the room, move your head, or close your eyes. So closing my eyes right now, you'll see, because I'm quite tired after all these exercises so far, that's a bit too hard for me and I look too out of control. So I need to keep it a bit easier, but you might be able to do this just as smooth as I look with my eyes open. You might be able to do that with your eyes closed. That's the goal, that we all can get to there gradually, and we'll get there together, one step at a time. You're doing awesome. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're done. Good job, everybody. I'm going to pull out my mat and I'll see you in a moment. So we've made it to the end of this workout. We're at exercise number 6, and these are our bridges. Again, we could do it on 2 legs or on 1 leg. I'm going to show you on 1 leg, but if you do the 2-leg version, just take a break for 1 minute while we do the other side. Okay, here we go. For my right leg, really engage your abs. Get ready for your nice foot placement, good tracking, and we're going up. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, high over there, 8, and 9, and 10, make sure you're not tipping, 11, and 12, and 13, and 14, and 15. Great work. Left side. Here we go. Abs, pelvis. Here we go. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and 11, and 12, and 13, and 14, and 15. Good job. You should be feeling that in the backs of your legs, glutes and hamstrings. Okay, second set. Here we go. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and 11, and 12, and 13, and 14, almost done, and 15. Great work. Last set. Here we go. 1. In fact, I think my leg's a bit too bent, so make sure it's about 90 degrees. Here we go. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and 11, and 12, and 13, and 14, and 15. So if you find you need a little stretch after that one, do something with your hamstrings like this, or do something with your glutes like this. This is called the figure 4 stretch. And that's just, you can stay here as long as you need if it's the end of your day, or if you're about to do something else with your body, make sure it's just for 10 or 15 seconds. Okay, I'll do the other side like this. Feels really nice all through this whole area. And then your hamstrings can be done like this. Okay. Oh guys, I'm so proud of you. You made it to the end. We did it together. You're doing great. Just now put that into your life 2 or 3 times a week, nice and spread apart, never working through pain, never just barreling through it even though your body's saying no. Make sure you listen to your body, do the level of difficulty that's right for you, and I look forward to hearing all about it. So have an amazing day. Thank you so much for joining me in this workout. Bye.